Yeah.
And we'll hide this. So first off, how have you been?
I've been great, still trying to put the studying every day
Mhm.
so I could get this down pat.
Nothing wrong with that. So let me
Uh,
see. I'm
you know,
trying to see I'm trying to think like what stock should we trade? We could do like XL. We'll just do like, oh my gosh. Well, missed this one in here. Missed this
yeah,
today, and that went right
yeah,
over my level. That was a nice little play from this. That was a $3 move right
nice.
there. Dang. Oh well,
Hmm.
it's the beauty of having things charted, right? Now I'll be
Yeah.
looking and see if I can take it above this 130.
Mhm.
That'll be even at breaking this 128. No, I'll wait till above this 130.
Or could it like take a reject off the one?
Mm-hmm. Off this 130.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could also reject. So that's why I was like, well, I'll just wait because we do see like some resistance support in there,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll just wait till it crosses above this 129.88.
Yeah.
Well, this has been out of play. Okay, let's see. Because I was trying to think, I was like, what do I not have charted? But we'll do, matter of fact, we'll do this because I've never traded XLRE before.
Yeah.
So let's see. Now, what is it that you have questions with when it comes to charting? Like, what do you feel like, that
All
you
right. From going down from the daily all the way to the 5 minute, like you got to put everything together, right, to create a big picture. I think that's my.
in a way, right? Now, so let's look here at Spirit. The ticker is save, which I just love that, right?
Yeah.
Have you logged into the Discord channel? I mean, to the YouTube channel.
I
Okay,
watched it. I watched it
bet.
last night at work.
Oh, I love that. Okay, period.
Yeah.
I take that as a compliment. So then
Yeah,
you saw
no
like
problem.
what
It
I
was
was
good.
saying in here, like with, like I keep it simple.
Mhm.
Hey, it's been a minute since Spirit been up here. So do I really give a frick about drawing this like this level here? Although it's very clear that
Yeah,
this is
that would be a supply, right?
yeah, we could call that, yeah. Because above here, yeah, from up here it's like supply, and we see that like it was previous resistance. Every time it tried to break above it, when it pulled
Yeah,
back to retest, it didn't hold it, and over here, but 2021, but do we count that with these airlines? No, right? Like it held
yeah,
it as demand and lost it the first time it came back, and now we just been stuck down here, right? So it's like it's there, but are we there? No. So I'm
no.
not gonna worry about charting all that out, right? Like
Hmm.
I'm not worried about it.
You
So
want the recent, the what's going on right
yeah,
now?
I'm not like what's going on right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when I do draw those levels though, so like if we're looking at, when we're looking at this, I'm not, even though I'm looking at, okay, like what's going on right now, I'm still not going to give myself just this view. Still not going to do it because I still want the accuracy of giving myself this view and being like, oh, bet,
Yeah.
like, so I'm still going to go back in time so I can see what it is that I need to see. But as far as charting, nah.
Okay.
So sometimes it's easier to start off doing like trend lines, like right here, because again, I'm like, okay, well, this ain't really had no movements like it, but I can very clearly see this resistance trend line, right?
Hmm.
So I'm going to start off drawing this first. And and I always say, click and read. I'm a click and reader, so I'm going to check in here first. And I'm like, okay, I didn't even catch any bodies,
Yeah.
clearly, right? I
Hey,
didn't, we not even,
no, I remember from the previous class, you need 3 touches. From the
As
webinar.
many touches.
Yeah, as many
touches. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is a 3-touch rule, right?
Yeah.
Like in theory, there
Mhm.
is a 3-touch rule. That, you know, like we can expect after the 3rd touch to get a downtrend, which we got like in here, we got this big move, right? Like 1, 2, basically 3, right? And then coming down. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll draw this and make sure that it's hitting as accurately as I can.
Yeah.
And okay, so I'm cool with that. So we see that as resistance, and then for support, we see the support trend line in here, but I'm a, you know, me click and see. So, ooh, burp.
Bless.
Did you bless me because I burped out loud? I love that.
Yeah.
It's the coffee. I think I'm like the only person in the world who coffee makes me burp.
Really?
Yeah, it like makes me burp, but I'm obsessed with it. Like
Yeah.
Starbucks honestly needs to make me a paid partner, like a paid brand.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Yes, because let's see. Let me put my phone on do not disturb.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm almost sort of upset with you that you signed up, because you did my mentorship, right? You're in the mentorship, but then you took this too. And I was like, I mean, now was I gonna stop you from spending money with me? Nah. But also I was like, come on now, big dog. Why you take this charting class when we finna start mentoring, our
True.
mentorship?
Hey, that's what I was like. Yeah. I was thinking about it too. I was like, wow.
I know. I was like, now why did you do that? But I think that you signed up for this first, and then I just kept bothering you, and I was like, no, you need to, you need to take this, because I don't know. I'm just an energy person, and there's just some people where you're just like, yeah, you need to come in.
Yeah.
But so, okay, now, even if I go up here to the weekly, we still see that. That's sexy. This is sexy, right? Is moving clearly from support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. And so we can expect it, like when we're looking at here, it's really 1, 2, 3rd touch. We can expect this to come on back down, right? Because that's what it's been doing since February of last year. So for over a year, it's moved really steadily in between here. So just from looking at this, we could expect to see this.
Yeah.
And then that would be 1, 2, 3 touches of resistance, and then 1, 2, 3 touches of support. So after this, we should either see this, or when it comes down here, we see this, because we have 1, 2, 3 on both sides. If this comes back down, right? So we should see like a pretty big move after that. Now, which direction will it go? We don't know, and that's all about watching it. But we can make a pretty good
I have one more
assumption.
question. All right, so if it breaks the structure, right? The say going up, it has to come back to retest that structure before it makes a big push.
It should.
Yeah.
And this is what we would want. Exactly. Because this is a primary trend line. Like we seeing this been in play since last year, this time frame. So we definitely want to see this like pull back to retest broken resistance to make sure it'll hold it as support and get that move. Absolutely. So I see that we love this trend line. And so now I'll just be like, okay, well, let me see, where do I see support? Again, I don't want to annotate it way down here, right? So I'm really kind of looking, I would do it just because I want to take it off of this last touch of support right there. When I look across, I can see there, right? We just kind of like, when we're looking across, let's see, and I'm placing my line to click and see, because I'm like, okay, well, this is the support, and then the resistance in here. And I'm gonna zoom in on it, right? Because
Yeah.
I like the accuracy of always zooming in and just looking to make sure that it makes sense. Now I am on my weekly time frame right now, but like anything that I do over here, I'm just gonna turn around and adjust it like on the daily, because I'll be able to see it a little bit clearer on the daily.
Yeah.
But in here, I'm like, okay, well, this is clear resistance in here, kind of wicked above, and then we see here is when it went there, right? Looks kind of wonky in here on my daily, so I'm gonna come down to on the weekly, so I'm gonna come down to the daily now, so I can see like every day's candle and see if I want to make any changes. And maybe bring it down here, because I'm like, I want to catch the bottom of these bodies, which is getting me the wick.
Yeah.
We're seeing like the rejections off of it. It's like it's a little choppy in here, right? But I'm okay because this is a real estate sector fund, right? So I have to pay attention to that. This is real estate in March 2020. Like this was straight COVID right in here. So that's pretty much to be expected, but it's held it as demand. Came back and held it as demand again. This candle did come down, but it held this trend line that had been in place. So I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that. So I like that level. And we'll call that my demand. So then what I do is if I'm saying that this is demand, I'm just looking for everything that's like, when it bounces off of here, where does it stop at? It does, like when it came up here, it did stop all the way up here, but I'd only get like this one touch really, right? Whereas if I kind of bring it down more over in this range, but it's so choppy. But again, that's 2020, right? So that makes me really just kind of want to say, I don't know, that one's tough, but I feel like this is getting like the most touches in there.
Yeah.
It's so choppy. Let's see. So I'll show you why I placed it here.
All right.
The reason is because I'm looking over in here for like the resistance. We're seeing it bounce and we're getting here. And then I saw right here that it held it as support too, right? Before it broke down over there. So I'm kind of like, oh, maybe there. Maybe in there, but I also know, because we've already just paid attention to like, why is it ugly in here, that I'm just really not gonna like break my neck behind it too much, not too much. I'm gonna make the adjustments I need to, that'll make sense, and then make enough sense, I guess I'll say, and then go from there. So what I'm looking at is, you see how this broke above and then it pulled back right here?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that. I'm like, okay, I want to catch the pullback. But then also when I look at that, that kind of looks like a double top. And we know that we expect to see that at supply, right?
Supply. Yeah.
So when I move that to like in here, look at this still pulled back in there and went up. And it makes sense, right? We see that makes sense. So I will hold that, I believe. Oh yeah, and look here, this makes sense. You see that wicking off of it right here, closed below, kind of came up here, broke down. It all makes sense. Oh wow, lit. Yeah, that makes sense, right? So for me, that's it. That's all. I don't need to do nothing else. I don't need to do anything else right now. Not right now. And I'll leave that. Yeah, I'll leave that there. So then what I'll do is now, so we got our daily mapped out, right? I'm gonna come down here like to the 4 hour, because I want to see what the secondary trend is now. Like, where is the secondary trend at? Now, this one is a little tough. I feel like maybe I would call this
like a pattern.
Maybe I would say that this is, I think I like this for the secondary trend.
Yeah.
I like that. And then
Definitely.
I think like this for the secondary trend. Okay, so now when we're looking and get this just right in the support. So for me, like, look at that confluence right there. If it breaks this 38.67, it's also going to be breaking this resistance trend line. However, what are the chances that that the real estate sector right now, right? Like all these interest rates, and we got Jay Powell speaking tomorrow to talk about these next rate hikes. Like, what is the chances that it is going to break this major supply zone, this major primary resistance trend line? You know, like, what's the chances for that? It could happen because the market is marketing, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see it happening. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to go through and like have an idea, like when we look at that, like looking at that we really don't want this to the upside until it breaks. And we could really round this up to like 39, right? Like I have it at 38.67, but we could give ourselves some room and say until it breaks over 39.
Yeah.
Outside of this trend line, and that'll be sexy. Now, the thing is, because if I elongate that, we have to pay attention to the fact that if it does break out, we still have our secondary trend line that we could expect it to stop out at. So like here around this 41.75, right? And if I was to draw that horizontally, right here, like where it would hit that trend line.
Yeah.
And we look across, we look to the left, right? Because we always want to look in time. Look at that previous support that was broken. It would come right back up there to test it as resistance.
Could that be a head and shoulder? It looks like right, yeah, from right here. It looks, yeah.
I'm I see what you're saying, but I wouldn't call it that. Let's see what the computer says, all right? I don't necessarily see it as that. I see what you're saying, but because of, is this what you're looking at?
Yeah. That little.
I mean, it ended up playing out that way, right? So that's why I would say like chart patterns are subjective. Chart patterns are so subjective.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, well, is that a head and I see what you're looking at. And maybe you could even call this right here the head and shoulder.
Yeah.
And shit, it ended up making a bearish move, right? So, you know, what you see is what you see. Sure. You just have to make sure that you're watching it and it plays out in that way. And then if it do shit, you saw what you saw. If it don't, the market just be marketing. That's what I say every time. I be like, well, shit, the market just marketed, I guess, you know, didn't, you know, do what I saw. But yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah. So we see that potential move there. And honestly, that's literally, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that, because we already know that we wouldn't want to mess with this unless it broke my secondary trend line, right? And then if it broke my secondary trend line, let's say it came up, let's say it did this, came back down, broke this, kind of pulled back, retested it, and then we get this move down here to demand. Or we could see it break above, and then get us this.
One more question.
Ask them all.
All right. So for instance, you want to enter, right? Do you need to see confirmation in all, you know, from the daily 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 before you enter in the 5?
Nah. No, because if it's here, it's here. Like, so let me show you the play that we did today with American Airlines. So I had this trend line already mapped out last week. We already, this is something I've been looking at, we had it mapped out. Now today my level, because the market gapped up today, so I'm just going to look in, I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. So honestly, I was like, well, we're not going to get in until above 1450. And I did not call it out to them until it broke above the 1450, I believe. Let's see. Yes, okay. Yeah, I told them to wait until it got above the 1450. Yeah. So I did enter into it before, but that's, because I'm it was risky, right? So this morning we see this, it gapped up and it started moving up to my trend line.
Yeah.
So on the next candle, because I'm on the 5-minute time frame, right? It bounced, it rejected right here on my trend line. And when it crossed above right there, baby, that was it. That was it. That was it, right? But I waited for them. I told them, like, child, I entered down here. And then if we pull VWAP up.
Yeah.
You see right here that when it also bounced off the lower band and the trend line that I drew. So the computer and my eyes were matching up. This next candle, it bounced off the VWAP line, which is the blue, baby. I was in this thing on this candle, right? But I told them to wait right here because I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Close above this 1450. Oh, yes. So right here, I was like, as soon as I told them to enter into it, it freaking wicked. Came up above the 1450 and wicked. However, look at that volume, right? Because we have to look at everything that's on our screen. This is a volume spike. You remember what a volume spike is?
Yeah.
What is it?
That's when that's a volatility. Basically, I know it like
is when you look at one volume bar and it's double the size of the one preceding it. That's when you know it's gonna run. So this was the volume spike was coming in, and this the candle you see right here, it still had 2.5 minutes left, right? 2 minutes and 48 seconds left, and it had already double, really triple the volume preceding it, right? Like those orders were coming in. And what is this? This is an institutional, this is literally an institutional move right there. Because what did they attempt to do right here? They fake people out right there, right?
Yes.
They sold off to fake people out to get them out. Meanwhile, if we know, we know, right? And we know, oh no, y'all tried to get us. So then I'm already, what was that, 8:47? The next minute, 8:48, I'm like, boom, there we go. I should have done the replay for you, but we see, right? Baby, when I say that thing came right up here to the 1473, because that was the stop loss that we had said, the 1472, I said. And that thing came right to that 1472 and rejected it. I just died laughing, and we were 42%. Can you believe that? That move right there from 1435, well, we'll say 1450 up here to 1472. A 20-cent move had us, and the contracts were $10. That we got into. Contracts was, look, we went 9%, 23%, 42%, and then it I was like, it hit it, and as soon as it hit it, what is that? That's a money grabber. That's institutions right there. You know what I'm saying? And it was a very beautiful move. Came back down, and so now I'm watching this trend line, right? This trend line is out of play. Bye-bye. Now I'm watching this trend line, and we see it just moving beautifully in between it. Now, is it like slow going, slow moving, slow boogieing? Yeah, but we see it's right in here, just riding my supply zone. That look like they're getting ready to distribute that thing back down lower, right? And then if we look at our RSI, it's very much so overbought.
Yeah.
So I'm still in a put. To be honest, for it to come on back down, because I bought 100 of them this morning, leveraged $1,000, and you know, and each one of those contracts went 56%.
Nice.
Is, you know, it's just like no complaints. But so I'm bringing this up not to, but you know, to say like that sometimes it's the move. It's us understanding the move of what's happening, right?
Yeah.
To be able to play it off. So I feel like that like answered your question, but did I? You feel where I'm coming from? Okay, perfect.
So I basically look at the 5 minute to make the entry.
Yeah, you want to look at your 5 minutes to make the entry, and you might be able to get it before before your level, right? So today for NVIDIA, the watch list said above 152.50, right? So when it opened, this was, well, really my level was above 150.48. But when it opened this morning, it was at 152.92, right? And the signal that I had gave them was the 152.50. It had already, oh God. It had already 152.50, and this was at the 152.92. So I already did it, came down, and then what do we see right here? This is a bullish engulfing.
Bullish,
right? Yeah. Exactly. So we see the bullish engulfing, and as soon as now that this, you could have entered right here, right? That would have been risky. You could have entered on this candle. That would have been risky because it could have met this resistance here and then came back down, right?
Yeah.
But on this candle, again, when we look at the volume, we see rising volume, and it crossed over my next level because this 154.80 was the first profit target.
Yeah.
That was I was like above one, and this is where we want to take it, right? For this profit target. However, that ended up being our entry and took us to our next level right here at the 160. So it's literally just all about charting it so that you don't have to worry. Any move that it make, you straight. In there. You in there. Have your supply and demand and two
one more thing
in between.
And we need all right, so for instance, I'm gonna enter, right? Do I need a confirmation, like the candle close on the 5 minute or the?
Absolutely. Remember that it's all about the context as well, right? It's all about the context of the candles. So we need to let me turn my notes off. Oh Lord. You're gonna be in class tonight, right?
Yeah. But the thing is, for the classes, right, I can only stay for like an hour and 15 minutes because I got work at 10.
That's cool, because that's totally fine. Repetition is key. So I love that. And I love last month you always let me know like when you be late and all of so. I absolutely love the way that you communicate, which is why I was like, yeah, you're a mentee. Come on home. Love that. So remember, it's 4 things that we want to look at. It's the direction, the context of where the candle is. We want to test it, right? We always want to test it with like and verify it, right? And then we want to confirm that move. So it's the patience gotta be there with it. So like going back to looking at like, look at this is sexy, a drop base, and now we know that this base was accumulation, right? Because it broke out of this base right here, moved up to this next level, and I would love for it to go above this 160 because we could very easily see 172 if NVIDIA breaks this 160. like, and it breaks it really strongly, we could very easily see that 172 coming up very soon. And let me draw this trend line while I'm here. Now, obviously, this trend was broken, right, when it came back down here, but I want to put this trend line back because when it did break this, it never pulled back to retest it. So I want to watch it, right? Like if I extend this out, we see that it's meeting my 172. So I really want to watch it when it's coming up here to the 172 for a possible reject. Back on down like towards this 160, just from looking at it here on the daily. So let me keep this trend line here. But okay, so let's go to the 5 minute. And I forgot your question just that quick. What'd you I think you filmed it's the like the confirmation of it all. That was beautiful too. Like just perfectly rejected, but just getting like this base forming in here, and that's pretty much market wide. But we have Jay Powell speaking tomorrow, so it's a lot of things on the economic calendar this week. So, woo, that was a beautiful play. This was beautiful right there, and like this was just freaking gorgeous. If you just chart it out and you just trust what you see and don't trade it until it does what you saw, you could never lose. And even if it don't go the way that you saw, you can just blame the market because you saw what you saw. It just didn't do it. So yes. Now what else you got for me? And stop saying one more. Ask everything you need to ask.
All right. As in for like, what should I say? Because I just been like, all the things you thought is the swing low, swing high. I got like a grasp for all those. Like over the break, I've been like, going through charts, looking at, try to dissect it. But what else do I have? Give me 1 second.
Go ahead. See, and that's crazy to me that they're not calling. This looked like a double top to me.
But
I guess it needed to come on back down for it to like look at that. That's a double top right there.
All right. So, let's a lower high and an uptrend shows loss of momentum, correct?
A lower high, say it again.
A lower high and an uptrend shows loss of momentum.
A lower high and an uptrend. Hold on, let me a lower. If it's uptrending, but then it makes a lower high, that trend has been broken, right? Like as soon as you start making higher highs, higher lows, or whatever, like that trend is broken. And that's right, because trends, they just come and go. They're fads, fads, whatever it's called, right? I was like, I wanted to make sure I said that right. Not all of the articles talking about Cardi B reacts to grocery prices and speaks out on inflation. Girl.
What?
Girl.
Millionaires.
Right. Well, don't talk about me because listen, I'm almost a billionaire. I am almost a billionaire from my lips to God's ears.
Awesome.
From my lips to God's ears.
Yeah. And you don't what if I ask for the RSI, right?
Say it again.
How to use the RSI? I need like
you said you want to go over RSI?
Yeah.
Okay. Too easy. Let's see. I don't know if XLRE is like the best to look at because Nah, let's do. I want to stick with what we
Practicing.
what we charted, but let's see, let's just do, now y'all know NVIDIA is my baby. That's my baby.
Yeah.
Let's see, let me see. What do I want to, let's do a small cap stock though. Maybe DraftKings. Oh my gosh, I missed this on DraftKings today too. Look, all my levels.
It all hit today.
Watch me get mad.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh my gosh, 38 cents, a 3% play. I am too mad. Look at that. But this makes me feel good though. Like when I can do this, oh look, and that's what I told you.
No, you got it. You got the sauce.
Oh shit, there you go, there you go, there you go. I do got the sauce. I'm not gonna lie, I do. Let me see, but we would want this now. Let me pull up VWAP really quick so I can walk them down through this. Oh, look at that! Just lost the VWAP line and coming back below here.
So we would have waited for that to close, right? The candle. That's below the VWAP.
Yeah. Give me one sec.
No, do your thing. I'm just.
No. You're good. You're good. I'm just ADD. Breaking below VWAP line. Okay. So this isn't anything that I would hop in immediately. Oh shit. Hold on now. I might, but listen, and we can just sit here and watch this play out. I'm not gonna do it because I ate this morning. That's good. But this is something that you could literally just scalp down here to the lower band of the VWAP, down here to this 391. Now, on a large cap, this ain't really just gonna be necessarily worth the time to do it, to scout, right? And this is why I'm so big on pulling up this measuring tool, because it's like, okay, a 0.16 return. Now, if this was a small cap stock like our American Airline, that's worth it, right? But we're gonna leverage like $130 something to make back like $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 to scalp that down, right? Or we'd have to leverage quite a bit to see quite a bit of a return.
Yeah.
So honestly, on this, I would love for this to break 391 even and come on down here, and we could take this to like this 389 range, between like 389.85 down here to like 389.34. I would love to see that, but okay, let's see. Again, that was beautiful. I left that alone. This was beautiful. God, missed Apple. Left that alone. Oh my gosh, Microsoft, we missed Microsoft today too. That's okay, because I told them I did not feel like trading today. But you see this, you just chart it and play it. Nice. Chart it and freaking play it. It's gonna make Home Depot coming back below. But it should be left alone until below 319. Maybe even say there, that looks good. That wasn't anywhere I wanted. This wasn't anywhere I wanted.
Yeah.
Peloton would have been nice. Disney was nice. We did this. We caught this going back up. That was nice. I promise I'm trying to answer. Oh
my God. That's all good.
Oh my God. Is that? I'm trying to find like the perfect stock to. Oh, this is good. This is good. This one on this in here, this is great to show you on for RSI. So let me mark this level. See here, resistance, support, right? And then lost it today. Have this move from this 109, we lost this in here today. So let's look at RSI. Is this where I want that? Yeah, and then if I extend this out, keeping it the same place it was, look right there. I would have caught it a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
A little bit sooner before that 109. But okay, so RSI, it is really very, very simple. If it's up here to 70 and above 70, then it's overbought, right? So if
Yeah.
something is overbought, then we're expecting to see that at our supply zone, right? Like we 100% expect to see it at our supply zone. And if it's oversold, that's going to be at 30 or below down at the bottom. And then we should 100 expect to see that at our demand zone. So I like to use RSI really on like for my daily time frame, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm liking it in here on the daily. I mean, look at that. Even if we have it pulled up on the daily, you can clearly see it keeping that and then lost it today, getting this move down right there. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, okay, so look here. See how it came up here and it was overbought and then it broke above my level in here, which is all-time highs for this stock. It just made like all-time highs last month, November, I believe, like November and December, coming up here to the 114 and then pulled back because it broke like this major, really right here, right? It broke like this major resistance level in there, like right here at this 104, took off, but it never pulled back, right? It just like went, it never actually pulled back. Is that the one that I want to delete or this one? Yeah, I'll keep that one for now. Oh, look at this. If I extend this out, it's matching up with the ones that I just drew over there. That's kind of cool. I love technicals. I love technical analysis. But dang, I'm really kind of mad I just missed that move. I hate like when I look at my charts and I'm like, dang, could have caught that. But okay, so we see in here like that it's very much so overbought. And then when you see that the price over here on, because the purple line is showing the moving average, it's just the difference of two moving average. And the yellow line is actually momentum. That's the signal line. So when you see the price crossing back below momentum, right? Look right there. That's where we had that large bearish week, because I'm on the weekly time frame right there. We had that. And then as we see the price coming back up towards momentum, but see how it just kept resisting the momentum and it's curving down. And then what did it do here? It kept resisting in here at your supply zone. So I like to use RSI to make sure. It really kind of helps me to make sure that my supply and demand zones are accurate, right? Because if you way down here, this stock better be down here sitting at a touch at one of my demand zones. It better, because if it's not, maybe I didn't do something right. I didn't do something right, and it helps me to adjust it. And then I also really like to use it just so I can get an indication of where this stock is probably like the direction that it's probably going to move next, right? So if I come here and I'm looking on the 1 hour time frame, which I love to say that 1 hour is something like a hold on, baby, because if this break below 108, we're gonna take this down.
Yeah.
We're gonna enter into this to take this down.
Nice. Why? Because you got the, what should I say, that strong support.
This trend line.
Yeah.
It's held that trend line.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm literally just always in here.
That's
just like showing them. I'm like, look, y'all, look. So if I was to like mark this off, like right here, and like draw a little thing, this is like this entire channel is a supply zone, right? Well, over here it acted as a demand zone when we broke down below it. Now it's acting as the supply zone. So getting this move like below here, because we want to enter like on the safest, right? Because you could try to enter into it right now. You could try, but hey, it might bounce and go back up, right? And so that's where those swings come in. That's where keeping up with those swing plays come in. So just what I wanted to show you. So we see in here for today, like the move is it's just a 5 minute. Yeah. The move was a downtrend. The initial move was a downtrend. It came to the trend line, pulled back up, right? And this made a high. As it pulled back up, it made a high right here. And we see this wick, nasty wick rejection, came back down, pulled back up. But what we want to pay attention to is that when it pulled back up, it didn't come back up here to like 110.94. It stopped out at this 110.68, right? So, you know, just like 30 cents or whatever, but that still matters. It didn't pull back. And then look at the volume as well on this. As it was pulling back up, look at volume was like going lower, right? So we like this, like on the pullback, it made a high, came back down, made another like something of a high, came back down, and then we losing it. Now it's consolidating in here. So on these candles in here, where it started consolidating for about 20 minutes, you would have wanted to mark off that range. And if it broke above this 109.45, then this is letting you know that this was accumulating and it's going back up towards our 110, right? But it broke below right here with rising volume. Look at that. With a change in direction of the volume, and the volume was much higher. And this is lending us a very good indication that it is going to come down here to this 108, right? That we will be able to get this move down here to the 108. Now, we do want to pay attention to the fact that the past 3 candles, like the last 15 minutes, it's just kind of been sitting. It's also, again, sitting, child. It's
You
also
could call that a pivot as well, right?
A pivot?
Yeah. Where the part you highlighted with the distribution,
Oh, glad you said distribution. Beautiful, because we know it's distribution because it ended up breaking. Like, what do you mean by pivot? I want to make
like it, you know, it's if it goes down, if it breaks, damn, what should I say?
You mean like a base?
I wrote it down. Like it's holding the support. Like you could draw the little, you know, the trend line underneath. Well, it's basically the same thing as the highlighted.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you draw the support right there, and you know if it breaks
What do you? Oh, you mean like draw a level? I mean, yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did with this, but I did that. I wanted to annotate the whole range because this could have ended up breaking above, right? So I need to see like this whole range. So I know the second it breaks above the resistance that it did for what, 5, 10, 15, 20, too long, right? But we see that it broke below it. Like, because we see that wick right there on the bullish candle. Broke below that again with the volume, right? We have got, every time you look at a candle, you need to be looking at the volume. Got to.
Well, I see.
You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. Child, not Tory Lanez in here done hired Suge Knight's attorney. What's this do that make? Suge Knight still in jail. Hell.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make that make sense now. Now, as I'm coming in here and looking at this, though, definitely makes me want to move this to here. Why? Let me show you where I did have it, right? And I'm looking at this chop we went through there, but now I'm like, nah, I want this. Let me catch that, this wick, and then I caught this breakdown right there. So, yeah, above, below this 108. Wait, didn't I have a level before that?
Yeah. Actually,
where is this at? 107.98. Oh, because I just adjusted. Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
didn't I have something before here? Everything in me want to take this. Everything in me wants to take this, but look like where it's stopping at right here. Look across resistance, resistance.
Yeah.
That be the hard part. That be the hard part about chasing FOMO and like chasing a trade. And this is why, like, anytime I'm like, ooh, just take that. Let me look in history. Let me go
Yeah.
back and look in history, and then that's gonna stop me. And that right there will stop me out every time from trying to chase something. Let me check on SPY for them. Beautiful. Beautiful. So look at this. This downtrended, pulled back, came back. But honestly, let's see. This is really isn't like the best day because we have Jay Powell speaking tomorrow. So I feel like the market made it. And then Mondays and Fridays tend to be the least liquid days in the market.
Yeah.
Like Mondays, you have like the most participation, like market participation that morning. And then it's just kind of like, yeah. And then on Fridays, I've noted, I feel as if we have the most market participation towards the end of the day because everybody's coming back and looking for swing trade setups.
Would you say that's making a lower lower high? If
Yes, right. But I honestly wouldn't want to draw it, not on like this slow moving, slow grooving thing. I would look on this higher time frame and you see it broke, pull it back, and then it's wicking off of it, right?
Gotcha.
So now I know to move this here.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I'm looking across over in here, I'm like, child, maybe even move that there. And I like that a little bit better.
Yeah.
I like this a little bit better.
You know, if it breaks, it has a little drop. Yeah.
And I just be looking to take it right back down here into my trend line and select where this base was formed because this was a drop base on the hourly. Right? We see it drop base, but then it broke out of it Friday and then continued today, right? So honestly, I can see this. I do want this move above 395 to take here to like 400, like trying to take it right here to my trend line.
Nice.
So let me actually annotate that. Let me add an alert. Be looking to play that. Now, this is the path I'm trying to follow down. And I'm manifesting this, baby, just come on down here because this was October's lows. Like, just reject up here, maybe even my supply zone and just break this 370, Lord. Just, that's all I want. Break this 370 so I can swing this out. That's all I want, Jesus. But yes, so, okay. Now, also we want to pay attention to when it is the price is above momentum, we know like it got to come to meet it, right? If it's too far below, we know it got to meet momentum because that just don't even make sense for a stock to be the price to be above volume and trades and like the momentum of these movements, right? It gotta all make sense together. So just things that I'm looking at there. Oh, my package was delivered. Oh, wow. Not that they're going to deliver my package and it's literally in the middle of the driveway.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Here, I'm going to show you on the, where's this at? Let me show you on the camera.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Wow.
They literally just left it in the middle of my driveway. So hold on 1 second. Let me pause. What else do you have? What else do you have for me?
All right, let me see.
They did not have to make this why can't this just be a collar that I just put on? I gotta actually piece this together. That's ridiculous.
All right, it's probably it's what this is with like the EMAs. So it's better to say it's for a shorter time frames,
Wait,
correct?
what?
You should use the exponential for shorter time frames. Should it be like the moving averages or the EMA, the exponential?
It's a personal preference. The EMA is just weighted. They put it holds more weight to like price movement or changes in price. So it just moves a little bit quicker. So let's compare the 10 moving average, the simple moving average to the 10 EMA.
Yeah.
So the simple moving average is green and the exponential moving average is the blue one.
Yeah.
It just reacts to price change quicker. So I would say like if you were scalping and you were looking on the 1 minute, then maybe you want to, like have that EMA pulled up, but it's not really
necessary. Since it's a lagging indicator.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what I was about to say. Either way it goes, it's still a lagging indicator.
Yeah.
So it's a personal preference. I know some people, I used to use the EMA, but now, but I mean, let's be real. Let's look at this. This is really, and we're on the 1 minute.
Yeah.
Now on these higher time frames, I guess, we can see we can see the difference in it more. You see, like it's reacting quicker, but it can also fake you out quicker. It can also definitely fake you out quicker. But then, so remember, the SMA is the green one. And so see here, the blue, the EMA, because it is reacting quicker, you would have been able to see this, like, just break down, like, really quicker. Whereas this in here, it kind of would have made you be sitting here thinking like, well, maybe it'll come back up there. Well, meanwhile, the EMA is telling you, no, it's not.
Let's see.
Definitely a personal preference. And what I would say to do is pull them both up, right?
Yeah.
See which one you like. Because everybody's strategy will be different. I have some mentees that I just like, I will repeat it till I'm blue in the face, like stop using the 20 on the 5 minute, like use these, but their eyes see the 20, so you just gotta do what works for you.
You gotta choose the different time frames, like say for the 1 hour, you would use the 20 or no, that's too small.
The 10. The 10 is really beautiful for that 1 hour. The 10 and 20, I like using those on the 1 hour. When I'm on my 5 minute, I like the 5. I like the 5 and the 8 because they match up with the Fibonacci retracement levels. But again, and I'll try to tell people, I'll be like, hey bro, pull that 5 up. But they love the 10. And it's still gonna let them see what they need to see. It literally is all about like me showing you what they do, what everything does, and then you going in and being like, okay, well, this makes sense to me when I do this. That's why I always tell y'all, like, listen, I'm gonna pour my brain out to you, but I'm not here to create many Alexandrias. I just want you to have everything in your arsenal, and then you be like, okay, well, this is what makes sense to Raheem.
True.
Which I hate that that's your name. That's my ex's name. Sorry.
Oh man, sorry. Sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah.
He's like, blame my mom, possibly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting the whole picture though. Yeah. I just need to get on the charts and start, executing.
Yes. It will not make sense until you get in there, and because it's not enough to chart it and then be like, okay, this looks right. You got to go back and watch it, right? To verify it. Like, look and look at this right here. That's sexy, ain't it?
Yeah, nice. Look
I
like
hope that breaks that.
a bearish.
Give us this little put in here. I hope that does. I hope we do break that. So I'm on my 1 hour, and you see like the 10 not really
Yeah.
working for me, except to show me like overbought at RSI. And you know, I like to say that these moving averages are like magnets.
Yeah.
So you need to come on back down. But I could, let me pull up the 20. Actually, let me do the 50. Ciao. So honestly, none of these are in play right now, right? Well, except like just 200, that was beautiful. It rejected off the 200 and came up, but it's pulling back. But again, I have got to watch it at this level because it might have took off, pulled back, be able to and just made a low and then come back up past this, and then that would have turned into a swing low, right?
Yeah.
It might do that, but it also might break. And then if it did break this 391, I'd be looking to take it down to my moving average to the 200 down here at this 380, basically 390, right? So it'd just be like a very quick move. Because you could also fucking, it's just so much that it could do, right? And so it's literally all about watching the chart, because it could also do that. We could see it, you know, give us this, which that's what we want, right? That's what I would love to see. That that thing trying to come on down now. What's it looking like on the 5?
And
but it met this is support like a couple of times in there, right?
Yeah.
So again, this is the safest. Break that.
As you said, like follow the trend, correct?
Yeah, just follow the trend.
If it's a bearish, you know, you look for puts. And bullish, you want to look
so like look right here. You see it made support here.
Yeah.
The next time it made support lower. If this comes down past here, then it would have made its third lower. It's a third lower low, right? And then I can really expect it to go ahead and just break this and give me this move down to here.
I see. Nice. That was clear. I like that.
Right. I hope you do too. Sure.
Yeah.
Now, how often, I'm gonna start recording this now.